Hi there, I'm James Dapperchi, and this is Coffee and a Case Note. Team, today we're going to talk about a partnership that operated a number of medical diagnostic imaging businesses. And we can divide the partnership up into 7 parts, and one of those parts we're going to divide in half again. So we're going to say 6 partners had a 1/7 part, and then 2 other partners had 1/14 parts. Okay, now what happened was that there was a purchaser who got a little bit interested in the business of this partnership and resolved that they would like to purchase the partnership. And what the partners resolved, or 5 of the full partners and the 2 1/14 partners resolved, was they would like to accept that offer for the partnership's business to be purchased. Now, let's spend a moment thinking about the partnership agreement that each of these 8 parties had entered into together. There were a number of clauses, as you might imagine, and clause 32 allowed the partners to pass a special resolution in order to agree to be purchased, to be bought out, to be acquired. And so what happened was there was a meeting of the partners. One partner, our 1/7 partner, who we're going to come to, abstained, and the other 7 partners, which is to say the 6 full-size partners and those 2 1/14 partners, between themselves resolved that they quite liked the offer, and so they were going to go ahead with the transaction. Now, I mentioned clause 32 of the shareholders' agreement. Essentially what that clause sets out was that if there is a special majority, which would include those 8 votes I referred to earlier, in relation to a merger and acquisition type issue, then that would be sufficient for the partnership to be bound by that transaction. So what that means is, despite the fact that our one partner was absent, and despite the fact that the operation of the partnership agreement meant that that one absent partner was taken to a voted no in respect of the proposed merger, the resolution nonetheless passed and we were going ahead with the purchase. Now we need to drill down into what the nature of the purchase transaction was, because what it was a total of about 68 million or so, something like that. And those proceeds were to be paid $3 million to our 1/7 partner who I referred to a moment ago, a total a little under $9 million, or about $9 million or so with cash and shares combined for our other full partners, and then that amount divided in half for our 1/14 partners over here. The purchase went ahead, the amount was paid. And as you might imagine, today's discussion arises in respect of this 1/7 partner here who abstained from that vote, receiving only a smaller, reduced amount of the partnership monies. Now, at first instance, the first time this matter came before any court, the court said, look, all of those purchase proceeds are partnership funds. The terms of the partnership were not amended by this special resolution. They couldn't have been amended by this special resolution, pardon me, and so they are to be distributed in accordance with the partnership agreement and in accordance with partnership law. And so our 1/7 disappointed partner over here is indeed to receive their equal distribution from those partnership funds. So that was at first instance. That was the Supreme Court of New South Wales. The matter then comes before the Court of Appeal. Our 7 partners over here, our 6 other full partners, and our 2 little half partners, that's 8 in total, apologies, then come along to the Court of Appeal. And what they say at the Court of Appeal is essentially similar arguments to before, and an additional argument that says, hey, because we are agreeing to go on and work for an additional number of years for the purchaser, and because we are agreeing to non-compete terms in respect of the purchaser who's buying the partnership's business, this extra payment over and above the about $3 million that our disappointed partner is receiving is in consideration or in exchange for these additional things we're doing, this additional labour, this additional non-compete clause. And in essence, the court turns to the terms of the contract itself, and it finds that the consideration is consideration for payment of partnership assets. And so the consideration is not payment for 5 years of labour, it is not payment for non-compete clauses. And so the court has little trouble from there going on to say that the payment, the money paid by the purchaser, is indeed partnership money and ought to indeed be paid into the partnership, and ought to indeed be distributed to the partners in accordance with their partnership entitlements. Clause 32, what was found, this special resolution clause, did give the power for this special resolution to be passed in relation to the acquisition by this external purchaser, but did not give permission for the distribution of those funds to go ahead in any proportion other than the appropriate partnership proportion. So clause 32 gave them the power to accept the deal, but it didn't give them the power to change how the monies would be distributed between the partners. I hope that assisted you, and I look forward to joining you again soon over another coffee and in respect of another case note. Cheers.